want you on my team.
So does everybody else.
I don't even know how to explain this properly. I fell headfirst down a rabbit hole I never expected. The crack shipping of Sukuna and Cinderella.
What?
AKA Sukanella, or my personal favorite, the cursed slipper. This trend happened way back in September of 2023, and it completely flew over my head. I swear, one moment I was casually scrolling TikTok, and the next I was staring at videos of Sukuna, the king of curses, the literal worst menace of Jujutsu Kaisen, falling in love with Disney's sweet, innocent Cinderella at the royal ball. It was like my brain short-circuited. I've seen my fair share of crack ships over the years, trust me, fandom has invented some wild combinations, but nothing prepared me for Sukanella. It wasn't just the absurdity of the pairing that caught me off guard, it was how convincing some fans made it. The jealousy plots, the kidnapping antics, the Stockholm Syndrome at its finest taglines, the ain'ts. It pulled me in like quicksand. I couldn't stop watching, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I knew I had to talk about it with you guys. I was baffled, completely stunned. I mean, Cinderella, Cindy, the symbol of kindness, dreams, and fairy tale magic, and Sukuna, the cursed spirit who delights in violence and death. On paper, it should make no sense. But somehow, in the chaotic logic of fandom creativity, they have this weird, bizarre chemistry that just works if you let yourself go along for the ride. I honestly thought I have seen everything regarding crack ships. And then, Sukanella crashed into my life like a freight train, and honestly, I'm kind of grateful. I haven't had this much chaotic fandom fun in a long time. Before diving in any further, allow me, your girl Tunes, to explain what a crack ship is. Crack shipping is a phenomenon in fandom culture when fans pair two characters together romantically, even though the relationship is canonically implausible, bizarre, or impossible. These pairings often cross boundaries of narrative logic, genre, and even universe, embracing the absurd for the sake of creativity, humor, or emotional exploration. The term crack ship originated from the idea that the pairing was so wild and out of touch that the creator must be on crack to imagine it. Yet, despite or perhaps because of this absurdity, crack ships have carved out a strong niche in fandom spaces, offering fans new ways to interact with beloved or feared characters outside the confines of canon storytelling. One of the most fascinating examples of modern crack shipping is Sukunella, the pairing of Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen and Cinderella from the Disney classic. These two characters, originating from completely different genres, worlds, and narrative tones, have somehow found a passionate fan base that delights in imagining their unlikely romance. Sukanella first emerged in September 2023 on TikTok during the highly anticipated airing of Jujutsu Kaisen's second season. TikTok user Cloudstripe Simp, badass name by the way, is credited with sparking the trend by creating humorous and slightly chaotic videos pairing various Jujutsu Kaisen characters with Disney princesses. Alongside other crack ships like Tianami and Elsa/Gojo, Sukanella quickly captured attention for its surreal yet oddly charming dynamic. The general lore around Sukanella often reimagines classic fairy tale scenes. Sukuna sees Cinderella at the royal ball and becomes infatuated with her. Sometimes he is driven to jealousy, rage after seeing her dance with Prince Charming. Oftentimes, Sukuna intervenes directly, sweeping Cinderella off her feet and rewriting her story entirely. Many portrayals lean into humor, with Sukuna kidnapping Cinderella repeatedly in exaggerated cartoonish fashion, what the ship's original creators describe as Stockholm Syndrome at its finest. However, despite the humorous origin, fans of Sukanella have also developed deeper interpretations. Some see Cinderella's kindness as a force that could potentially redeem Sukuna's dark, violent nature. Others flip the idea, suggesting Sukuna's chaos would awaken a more independent, assertive side of Cinderella, forcing her to break free from her passive traditional princess role. In either case, the contrast between the two characters creates opportunities for storytelling that is both comedic and emotionally intense. Sukanella's success also highlights why crack shipping as a whole endures in fandom spaces. It allows fans to explore what-if scenarios that would never happen in canon, to challenge the expectations placed on characters creators and to use humor and absurdity as a springboard for creativity. Crackships are rarely about the strict narrative realism, they are about the vibes, energy, and emotional potential, often emphasizing the aesthetic or emotional chemistry fans perceive, even when logic would deny it. This phenomenon reminds me of the Big Four, also known as Rise of the Brave Tango Dragons. It emerged in late 2012 and flourished throughout 2013. It combines protagonists from Rise of the Guardians, Brave, Tango, and How to Train Your Dragon, 2 Disney movies and 2 DreamWorks movies. Even though there was no direct canonical link between the characters aside from a brief nod years later in Ralph Breaks the Internet when Merida and Rapunzel appear together, fans found thematic similarities among them: youth, adventure, personal growth, and battles against larger-than-life villains. The Big Four was more than just shipping madness. It was a storytelling universe where the characters banded together, often fighting a common enemy like Pitch Black. The fandom expanded to include side characters, villains, and supporting roles, effectively creating an entirely new shared cinematic universe born from pure fan imagination. Despite the lack of a clear origin point, I'm not sure who created this universe, let me know in the comments if you do. The sheer popularity and persistence of the Big Four made it a hallmark of early 2010s fandom creativity, especially on platforms like Tumblr, DeviantArt, and fanfiction.net. Like the Big Four, Sukanella captured fans' imaginations not because it made narrative sense, but because the emotional and aesthetic vibe of the pairing offered endless storytelling possibilities. Although Sukuna is a merciless killer in Jujutsu Kaisen, his crackship relationship with Cinderella seems to reveal a secret soft side that fans find irresistible. The idea of the King of Curses, a symbol of pure chaos and destruction, falling for someone so kind and gentle as Cinderella is such an enticing weakness that audience can't help but swoon over about. This theme of Sukuna finding his heart quickly becomes one of the most prevalent ideas in Sukanella lore. In most fan interpretations, Cinderella and Sukuna don't fall in love instantly. Their romance tends to unfold slowly over time, giving room for emotional growth and tension. Some deeper lore even suggests that their union results in a son. And guess who the son is? Katsuki Bakugo from My Hero Academia!
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn.
Who is sometimes renamed to this to fit the Sukanella universe. Sukanella rose to the top of the Archive of Our Own, or AO3 charts, because it taps into one of the fandom's most beloved tropes: enemies to lovers. Listen, I love me a good enemies to lovers story. Fans adore stories where two people seemingly destined to hate each other slowly discover redeeming qualities beneath the surface. It speaks to a deeper hope that no one is ever truly beyond saving, that everyone, even the worst among us, has something good buried inside. The dynamic also echoes another classic, Beauty and the Beast. Sukuna, the vile and terrifying king of curses, is softened by Cinderella's unwavering kindness. In many versions of the ship, Cinderella teaches Sukuna that there is strength in gentleness, while Sukuna introduces Cinderella to danger, excitement, and a kind of independence that she never had before. Their relationship falls under the timeless opposites attract and bad girl / good girl formulas, both of which have shaped countless beloved romances throughout history. Of course, your girl Toon's gotta pop the delusional bubble. Canonically, there is no redeeming qualities about Sukuna. This man has committed horrifying atrocities for no reason other than pleasure and power. Do we all collectively forget the Shibuya incident?
I just felt Sukuna's presence. What the hell is happening in Shibuya?
There is no Disney happy ending for someone like him in the original Jujutsu Kaisen universe. Cinderella in her world would never condone Sukuna's cruelty, no matter how charismatic he might seem. And yet, this is exactly why the Sukanella ship thrives. Fans want to believe in the impossible. They want to imagine that despite all the evidence, love can still change even someone as monstrous as Sukuna. It is an admirable, if unrealistic, wish to create a fairy tale ending out of darkness. Sukanella represents a grand yearning for hope, redemption, and the magic of love, even in the bleakest circumstances, especially considering how dark Jujutsu Kaisen became after the Shibuya incident arc. In a way, Sukanella is less about Sukuna or Cinderella themselves and more about fandom's unbreakable spirit, the ability to dream, create, and believe in better stories no matter how absurd the source material might seem. In the end, Sukanella will remain what all great crackships are, a fantasy, a wild, chaotic, completely unrealistic fantasy, but a beautiful one nonetheless. Thanks to the passion of artists, writers, and shippers, the Cursed Slipper, my personal favorite as some fans call it, has earned a lasting place in fandom history. No matter what canon says, as long as creativity exists, Sukanella will live on. And that's all I have for you guys today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this crack shipping that I just learned about? Do you support Sukanella, or you're just like, what the hell is this? And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
I just want to touch you, tease you, you, please you, love you, hold you, make love to you. I'm going to kiss you, 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 feel you.